Okay, now, then I'm going to ask you, when we get to about that altitude, I'm going to ask you to level out. So clearly, if you're up a bit like this, that's going to involve you pushing the nose down a bit, probably to around the 3-degree line, which is the first little line above the horizon. So what I'm going to try to do is keep you relatively slow and configure the aircraft so that you can see, because you need to be able to see. It sounds like a stupid thing to say, but you need to be able to see. So, as we accelerate down the runway for our takeoff, I'm going to use the rudders to keep us pointing along the runway. Okay. As we accelerate, I'm going to call out 3 speeds to you. I'm going to call out 80 knots when I see 80 knots in the airspeed window here. And I just really need you to check that you're seeing 80 knots too, to make sure our instruments agree. We'll accelerate a bit more, and then we'll get to what we call a V1 speed, which is the decision speed. It happens to be 150 knots on this occasion. That just means we know we're committed to our takeoff. Very shortly after that, at 157, I'm going to say rotate. That's when I'm going to ask you to pull back, and you're going to aim for about 10 degrees and nose up. Okay. And first things first, we're going to maintain runway heading, which I've marked on your screen with this pink line. So I'm going to set that to 073, which is our runway heading. So we're just going to climb out on that heading to start with. Okay. We'll then, the way this approach works then, we'll take off in that direction. Shortly after takeoff, I'm going to ask you to make a slight right-hand turn. Alright, we're going to go to something like 090. Okay. We'll get up to our altitude that we want to, about there. So that's when I'm going to try and level us out, and I'm going to be doing some stuff to keep the speed down. Then I will probably use, out this kind of curved right-hand turn towards the runway. So our second attempt might be more successful than our first, but we'll see how we get on. Okay. So the takeoff then, we're going to set our thrust together. I'll use the rudders to keep us along the centre line. When I call rotate, pull back to about 10 degrees, we'll take off. We'll try through the rest as we go. So, your right hand across both throttles, please. Push it forward an inch or so, just to make sure that both engines power up about the same. Looks good. Now, push forward until the white moving line touches the green marker. That's our set takeoff thrust. Alright, there we go. Lovely thrust set. Alright, here we go. So it all kind of happens relatively quickly. So there's 80 knots. V1 and rotate, please. Very nice. Look for the 10-degree line. Perfect. We've got a positive rate of flying, landing gear up. So this is where we try and maintain our speed a little bit. So runway heading is absolutely perfect for now. Push the nose down ever so slightly, because then we'll see where we're getting to. Lovely. Now, if you could make a slight right-hand turn for me, and we're going to level out in a minute. So a little bit of right hand down. We're going to head over this bit of land here. So now you're going to turn the wings back towards you to level the wings on that heading. Nice. We can actually start to descend a touch. Now, just so that you know, we are going to be flying over this bit of land here, then that bit of land there, but you can't quite make it out, but just on the right heading now. I'm going to pull the speed down. We can actually descend a little bit now, so we're going to push the nose down ever so slightly to get down to about, I don't know, 2,200 feet, something like that, which is shown on the right-hand side. Cool. So, when we get there, we're going to make a subtle left-hand turn to line up with what will ultimately be, let me get this right, that mountain. Okay, alright, so if you just picture the way it's going to work, we're going to head towards that mountain for a while, we're going to descend at that time, then our final turn's going to be a right-hand turn onto the runway. But our altitude's nice at the moment. We're going to start to let the altitude come down a touch, and I'm going to try and slow us down a little bit in a minute. Very nice. approaching this bit of grey land here. When we get over that, we're going to turn slightly left, head over that bit of land, sort of towards that mountain there.
Okay.
Sort of the hill on the mountain here. So, and we're going to hold our altitude about there, about 1,700 feet. Try and get some more flaps and try and slow us down a touch. Okay, so almost getting to this. You can start a left-hand turn now, very subtle, towards that mountain. Very nice. Well, I'm going to try and point out. You've probably heard about this checkerboard. Yeah. There's a red and white checkerboard in the hills that kind of gives us the indication about when we start to make our turn. I'm already going to get our landing gear now. Okay, nice. Maybe slightly more to the left. I pick the nose up a touch because actually we're slightly low there, so we're all right. So we're carrying on in this direction. We've got landing gear down, 3 greens, engine starters to continuous. Cool, I'm going to get flaps 30 in. Okay, we're at the good height. Now if I can find them, there are some flashing lights that lead us around
I can just
here.
see the to the right, I can see their island.
Follow them.
Because I can't see the lights, I can see the runway. Like.
Okay, good. Alright, we'll stick with the runway. We're at a good height. I'm going to get now then, there is the checkerboard. Just about make it out in the middle of a patch of green.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay, as you say, there's the runway.
Yeah.
We're going to make a right-hand turn for that, and I'm going to get flaps 40 in. Speed. Start to make your turn when you feel comfortable. I would recommend gentle turn now. And can you see the flashing lights going round in an arc?
Yeah, I've got them.
Follow those and we'll be good. So we're slightly high, but yet slightly slow. So you can push the nose down a little bit, we'll pick up our speed. Now pick the nose up a touch. And as you can tell, there's the runway pointing in that direction. We're at 500 feet above the ground. Here are all the, very nice. Slightly slow, I'm going to try and fix that for you. Gears down, flaps 40. Then start to level the wings to line up with the runway.
300.
Looking good, Carl, looking good. Oh wow, man, this is going to be fine. Just level wings, left wing down.
200.
Oh, nice job. Look at that, it's going to be on the numbers. Alright, get level with wings now. When we get close to the ground, pull the nose up a
50,
little bit.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Let the nose settle down on the ground. The nose settle down. Oh, nice. Cool, nose down, the auto braking kicks in, reverse thrust kicks in, our speed decreases, we're on the centre line. Nice job. Manual braking. Oh, you made that look easy. So we're going to do it for a second time to tell whether that was just luck. Okay? Yeah, cool. Bring ourselves to a stop. 3, so I haven't lined us up very well. There sets, that set, V2 set, flaps 5 sets, and a set out trim at 5.4.
Just like that one, beginner's luck.
That's good. Hey, look, touch wood, which is always handy in my position. Down. Okay, I think we're ready to go. So now this time we'll still set the thrust together. Yep. It's going to be your rudders. So I mean they work in the obvious way.
Yeah,
a little bit of left will take you a little bit of left. Don't put a boot full in or we'll end up all over the shop. So you're going to be doing the rudders, you're going to be doing the takeoff. I'll call you speeds again, and set us up for the approach. So okay, all right. So 2 stages again, a couple of inches first of all. Looks good. Okay, set takeoff thrust then, please. Thrust set. Alright. Some oils. gradual climb now to 2,000 odd feet. So we're going to stop at 2,200 feet. We're going to level off there. So start. That's it. To let the nose just drop down a little bit. Power out. That's perfect. Alright. So if you remember, there's the bit of land we're going to fly over to start with. After that, we'll make the left-hand turn. It's looking good. Take a little bit of power out to slow us down a bit, but you can hold the altitude up perfect. So as I let the speed come down a little bit, you can hold that altitude, it's nice. Slightly low, so if you pull us up a little bit, that'll help me bring the speed off as well. Very nice. Perhaps slightly to the left. Flaps down.
Just see that checkerboard now. There.
Oh yeah, I see. Oh yeah, there, I'm going to give us flaps 14 now. Alright, so we are now fractionally high, but I can deal with that. Oh yes, I can see the checkerboard.
Yeah.
Now, there are these curved flashing lights that would actually have a start to turn right now, but if you fancy doing it the real way, we'll carry on a little bit further towards
the yard right, yard over?
Yeah. We'll go a little bit further towards, and then you can make your own decision about when you want to turn right towards the runway. Okay. You've got the checkerboard in sight, which is good.
1,000.
We're at the right height. The nose up a touch. Alright, we're fractionally low, but we're just coming back on glide slope, which is good. And then your own
500. 500.
Turn around. Last thing you want to do is have to correct it. Rodeo overcorrect. So gears down, 3 greens, 3 greens, auto brakes, set, speed,
500,
looking good. That's it, start to level the wings out, speed,
400,
right spot on, go.
400, 300,
nose up a touch.
200, 200, 200.
It does that. Oh, look at that. Now, when you come to flare this time, pick the nose up, do it quite subtly so we don't...
50, 40,
nice,
30, 20, 10.
Exactly there. That, goal, was a perfect landing.
Oh, don't tell him that.
Auto brake speed reducing. That was very nicely done. 60 knots, back braking, and we're going to taxi off around to the left. I'm going to slow us down a little bit more. If you take the tiller, that tiller there, just push it subtly down and see if we turn left. We're going to go left around there. Try and slow you down a little bit. Right, you're going tight left. Keep going all the way around if you can. Hard left. So we're going to taxi around, hard run.
So it's a Cathay Pacific 747-4.
Yeah, we're going to park next to that. So you see that red and white checkered bridge there?
Yeah.
We're going to turn right across that. It is a bit tight, so it's easy as she goes. So, there we go. So I think there should be a space next to that cafe, maybe.
Japanese airline one there and all.
Yeah. Okay, so now, right, I'll give you a little bit of differential thrust as well, might help. So I reckon we'll try and get in between that Japanese Airlines and the cafe.
Okay.
I think there might even be an air bridge there, might not. So we'll be out of touch. So there we go, line. It looks like the space between those two, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Will it be big enough to do it without clipping our wingtips? So I'd like to say there'd be a yellow line, but they might go a little bit further on. We're going to head towards, there's actually a tug, see that blue pushback tug there? We're going to try and poke it towards that. So hard right, Irish right, aim for the blue tug. That's along the yellow line. Brake on, APUs on, and then what we can do is I can get you to shut the engines down, cut the power, so pull those out and put them both down to the down position. You can release the passengers for me, so cool, and then with the APU running, we can shut
Proper
it down.
love that.
That's very nicely done. Well done, bloody well flown.